The University Tower chimes, bringing another session of Ask the Professor, the show on which you match wits with University of Detroit Mercy professors in an unrehearsed session of questions and answers. I'm your host, Matt Maggio, and let me introduce to you our panel for today. To my right, let's see, you are drawing an 8.
Yeah.
It's Professor Dave Chow.
Pleasure to be here again, as opposed to last weekend.
Well, you know, we always have things that we have to do for other people, Dave.
I would have, who did I tell?
Me.
I would have coyote bit my arm off.
Oh, you didn't tell me that.
Oh, yeah, I would have bit my arm off and gotten away from it.
You know, I had a faculty colleague in my department, not Mara, say, sorry I couldn't make the last department meeting. You know, office hours ran over, a student really had need, and I'm like, that's great. Like, that's exactly the sort of thing, even if you were fabricating it, which they weren't, that's what you want to say.
Yeah.
I said, if I, as the person who runs those meetings, could have office hours run over and not have the department meeting take place, I would do that.
Yes, in a split second.
In a
Yes.
split second.
Yes,
So don't
indeed.
worry about it, Dave. Family first, right? Family first.
Sure.
So.
I mean, okay.
Yeah, I'm not at all sure about that, but mine's so far away, it
I
doesn't
know.
matter.
There you go.
God.
There you go.
Oh, my God.
Gosh. Well, you were missed. It was definitely a very interesting day, and we'll tell stories about it forever and
I'm
ever.
afraid
Amen.
to ask.
Yeah.
Were there like hockey questions galore, or
No, but there was definitely some Chow
Music
style,
question.
well, music, but then also there was some classic TV that just had your name all
I
over
should have
it.
been
So,
there for the music.
yeah.
Damn, did you cover my Star
Yeah.
Trek questions at least?
No stuff. We're being joined by our executive producer, Professor Jason Roche, today. That's cool.
I think it's really cool. I miss this place. I miss all of y'all.
Aw.
Oh, that's why you go to the target range.
Jason,
Then I won't miss, right?
you said you were upstairs editing. What are you editing?
I'm working very laboriously and slowly on my documentary project about Negro League baseball in
Got it.
Detroit.
Okay.
Good.
That's
So
gonna
the
take
same
some time.
answer I gave you 5 years ago when you asked.
Hey, there was a pandemic in
There
between.
was.
No one blames you. No one
The
blames
big
you for
panda.
that. Oh my gosh. No, we are. At least I am alluding to the fact that after all this very hard work a year ago, from Michael Jason and Brian Masonville, you know, our technical director and the producers, because we had the electrical generator right outside the tent when we did Homecoming. And there's the ambient noise. It's sort of like, you know, what we're going to do is we're going to send you all inside this time around.
Just
and
in
then
top of the band.
the marching band started, and I swear I was in some sort of sitcom episode. I was just sort of like, are they doing this on purpose? So, Dave, you have to understand, everybody on the panel can see out the window and see what's going on.
Oh, no.
I'm the only one that
Behind
can't. I'm
you.
like, this. There could be like symbols right above my head right
So
now.
we're
you know?
watching
So
the band marching by outside the window.
it was really,
And then
really
stop
funny.
right outside
Yeah.
the window and
Of
continue
course.
playing.
My 5-year-old ran in crying. It was so loud.
Really?
Oh
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, you didn't see him come over?
No,
did.
no.
Daddy,
Oh,
it's too
no.
loud.
We're going to
Yeah.
commence that he can hear the bagpipes.
Yeah,
and
there
how
you
loud
go.
those get.
There you go. Oh yeah, so Jim has a big smile on his face. Professor Jim Tubbs, of course, is here, and you were sort of taking it all in as it was evolving on Saturday.
Yes, it was evolutionary for sure.
Evolutionary or revolutionary?
We had an audience of like a strong 4. I mean, it was definitely
with that.
an experience. No, we had a good time. It just is.
Yeah, but it's
just
a
so
celebrity
interesting.
form. I mean, we had the
Yes.
provost,
the
the
president,
his wife.
The first lady, yeah, no, 100%, 100%, and Jeff and Carrie Nardecchia. That was really nice. So
And we had to corral him to be a panelist.
that's right. That's exactly right.
I should have
Expanded
called
the
Roy
panel.
Finkenbein off the bench.
Oh my gosh.
Jeff has lovely kitties.
Yes, yes. So continuing around the table, Professor Dan Maggio, who was sporting his new red polo on Saturday. I mean, you're really showing
Yeah,
off.
I
So
was.
yeah.
And then I realized I was the only ones wearing Detroit Mercy clothes, so I realized that maybe I didn't have to do that.
Oh
I was
my
wearing
gosh.
red. It
That
was
was-
You
a
were
logo
wearing
on it.
red, so you couldn't exactly tell unless you looked for it. Right. Oh.
I wore my professor's union shirt.
Yeah, no, makes perfect sense. Absolutely. UAW strong around here. Even if we don't make cars, you know. What can I say? So, what else is going on with you, Dan?
Not too much. I am going feather bowling tonight.
Hey,
Excellent.
all
It's a
right.
Detroit tradition.
Very nice.
So looking forward to that.
Nice. This is at Gadget Cafe?
Yes.
Of course.
You're gonna
So
have
the
some-
curling club is having its
I saw this.
season kind of opening
Nice.
kickoff party there. They usually do. We have a couple members who are members there as well. So we're going to go down for some muscles and some kettlebell.
There
You
we
know, this
go.
is your team's way of having you folks limber up on dry land.
And then
first.
tomorrow I will spend the whole day getting the dust out of
Dan,
if you've ever
It-
been there.
I hate to,
Oh,
I hate to
yeah.
tell you, look, it's not dust.
Yes. Uh-oh.
I don't want to know.
No, you don't want to know. Wash
You're
your
gonna have
hands
some pierogi
frequently.
too.
Oh my.
Huh?
You're gonna have some pierogi at County Cafe.
No.
These
I don't
are
know,
some
do they
pierogi.
have
Some muscles.
Oh,
He's gonna get some
muscles?
muscles.
Yeah.
They're known for their muscles, but they
You
also have
need
good.
muscles for festival.
Yeah, you do. It's
And-
like,
I
also-
just assumed it was a Polish restaurant.
no,
it's Belgian.
Belgium.
Belgian.
Ah,
Yeah.
got it.
Belgian.
Some pommes frites, if you will.
Yes.
And the garlic mash.
Of course.
Spinach mash.
Of course. Very, very nice. It's actually just occurring to me that the Ask the Professor, and therefore, of course, the academic year season, perfectly mirrors the world of curling. You're just sort of booting up. We're getting into the semester, and by the time we close down in
We're
April or
wrapping up.
May, you're wrapping
I know.
up. So
Do we need to do a remote from the club?
we probably do.
That'd be
We
fun.
need to do one from the Iceman.
You could
That
do
would
that.
be really cool.
We could arrange that.
We probably could arrange that.
Nicely played,
Super
Beth.
cool.
Yes. Those, of course, being the dulcet tones of Professor Beth Oljar, also here. And I see your, looks like some symbolic logic, regular logic. What do we got here?
Symbolic.
All right, very good.
Yep.
True and false,
Yep.
kicking butt.
Truth tables can hold the key to the universe.
From here, it looks like a
Go, go.
big Sudoku
Yeah.
puzzle. Oh,
Yeah,
so-
exactly.
He's wrong about
Oh.
that, but yeah.
T and F.
Yeah.
Ta-ta for now. Very nice. So how is that class? It's only one section this
Yep.
semester? Okay, but you're packed. I remember that much.
Yep. So just about to start proofs now that we're done with truth tables, and hoping I'll get as many kiddos next term
Nice.
as this, since most of them are coming from the sciences.
Well, I mean, we're
and
gonna-
not like pre-law.
I
I'm
just-
just saying.
It would be a lot better for my if Mara were here. She inspired me to start including these claim evidence reasoning problems on all my exams. And gosh, if they had taken critical thinking before they could do these, I mean, I'm like, make a claim, give a piece of evidence that backs it up, and then walk me through your reasoning. And they're like, can you repeat the part of the stuff? With
Oh, dear
things?"
Lord.
What's a claim?
Can you repeat the part of the stuff
What's
with the things?
evidence?
So I always tell them, I'm like, I can't even believe that we wouldn't de facto in our departments like require that course or critical thinking. as
Jesus, they
something,
take
yeah.
intro. They should know what an argument
No,
is and
seriously.
what premises are.
Yeah,
But
like, they got to see it multiple times for it to sink
Well,
in
fair.
sometimes. You know? Just like us, this is a program where you can send us questions regarding anything. Sooner or later, we're going to get it. If you stump the panel, you win a prize. If you don't stump the panel, you win a prize. You can send us the questions in a number of ways. You can email us at atp@udmercy.edu. Find us on Facebook and Instagram, or listen on your favorite smart speaker by asking it to play Ask the Professor at University of Detroit Mercy. You know, we were gifted some questions by one of our student producers, John Weglars, and I get the strong suspicion that he really knows his computer stuff. It's just a couple here, but it's pretty interesting. What is the command that lists computer files and directories? Does anybody know how to use Linux? It's the mysterious third system beyond Windows and OS on Apple, right?
Yes.
Anybody do Linux?
No.
So this is interesting because the correct answer is either LS or IS, and I can't tell based on the font that's being used. So we're going to go with LS. Apparently that's how you list your files. This one I learned just by watching our IT guys here, like Bill Elmendinger. What's one way you can figure out the IP address of a terminal when you're at that computer? There's a command you can type and it'll tell you exactly what the IP is. It's
What's
very
the
handy.
IP?
Yeah. What's the IP is so close to
Well,
the
no,
actual
Siri,
reality.
what's the IP,
I
right?
feel like I got to give it to you. You know what? It's IP config. When you type that into the command line, it basically spits out the numbers. I had Prasad Venugopal at my personal laptop the other day because he has become the, what do we call him, the printer pirate? Like, he'll set you up on the on-campus printer network on your personal laptop. He knows, like, a way to do it. And he's at my desk I can't tell that joke. All right, we're gonna move.
I just realized that I couldn't tell that
Did
joke
we just
on the
incriminate
radio.
Prasad?
Can we
No.
take a commercial break?
No. I'll tell it. I'll tell it in a sanitized way.
as
His
Prasad's-
wife called him while he was on my laptop trying to do this, and so he goes, Matt. It's kind of stereotypical to have an Indian man sitting at your desk on the phone working on your laptop. And it was sort of like, you made the joke, man. Like that's all I'm gonna say.
Dear Lord.
And you've got cookies on your desk,
No.
and he's calling them biscuits.
Biscuits,
It's like,
you know.
Oh, dear Lord.
He called my truck a lorry. Yeah, exactly.
Well, at least he didn't take you to 7-Eleven and serve you a Slurpee. So.
That's right. What is in that world of computer science? What is a three-way handshake? Have you ever heard? I mean, it sounds interesting. Interesting move there. Everybody know?
Is it some kind of security thing?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's, I mean, partial credit. It's sort of like, what is my IP? Sounds pretty good too.
triple
It's-
verification system or something.
Yeah, it's the way the TCP network actually makes a connection between a host and a server. So it has to be three different components that do that. Last but not least, thanks for sending these in, John. When was the cybersecurity program generated at the University of Detroit?
It was on
2010.
curriculum committee.
It's 2010. Yeah, all right.
Aha.
We got one right, John. So you have to buy the next round of donuts. Or something.
Exactly.
I don't know. Yeah, exactly. Okay. Good afternoon, professors. This
Good
is the
afternoon.
voice
Good
of,
afternoon.
Stephen Manning from afar, since he's not here.
Oh, jeez.
I know you record the show live late afternoons. You're here, Stephen. We know you know that. So here's hoping your important work teaching and learning from the young people in your charge remains rewarding. The theme of this 15 set of questions is place, with each correct answer being a place. A country, a region, a city, a town. Putting it together gave me the urge to travel. Good luck. Okay.
So that's why he's not here.
Yep.
Oh, yes, he's
Wow,
going
it's
out to see them.
He's doing research.
Why is that here? So-
He's doing his research.
Where is the most dangerous beach in America? So I'm going to say if you can grab the state, that's pretty good.
New Smyrna Beach.
It is
Florida.
New Smyrna, Florida. You are blowing my mind right
Wow.
Why?
Wow.
What
It
market
gets
was
a
that?
Shark
deep-
attacks.
Yeah.
It's the number
Oh.
one beach for shark attacks.
Where the fresh water meets the salt water,
Or-
right? So they swarm.
Yep, it says it has a danger score of 8.14 out of 10, mostly on the basis of 32 shark attacks in the last year. 7 of the top 10 of those beaches are in Florida. The others, South Carolina, North Carolina, and Alabama. As if you needed yet another reason to avoid Florida. Professor Manning observes.
Besides, because I couldn't teach philosophy in
Uh-huh.
Rock,
We
Kansas,
talked about-
Florida,
yep.
apparently, so
I doubt if I can teach ethics there either.
Yeah, I don't
that's
think
true.
much is going to fly. I don't think much is going
I'm
to
just going to go tag some filthy walls. That's all.
What country's economy most recently passed Britain's and became the world's 5th largest?
India?
India is the correct answer. What are we doing here today? Oh my gosh. Donut fueled trivia awesomeness. Yeah, India. Actually, it's kind of amazing that India is only 5th, if that makes any sense.
Well, the 6th largest economy in the world is the state of California.
That is true.
So
That is absolutely true. Where is the most expensive private home on Earth? A 27-story rectilinear tower called Antilla, owned by billionaire Mukesh Ambari and his wife Nita, finished in 2012. The 400,000 square foot structure is 568 feet tall, has a 6-story, 168-car garage, 9 high-speed elevators, a 50-seat theater, terrace garden, spa, snow room for practicing skiing, a staff of 600, a gym, a ballroom, 3 helipads, all on a 1-acre plot in a city of over 12 million
it's
people.
got to be like
Dubai.
Saudi
Sri Lanka,
Arabia, Dubai,
something like that.
UAE.
No, Sri Lanka, Indonesia, Jakarta.
So it's in India, actually.
Oh.
It's in India.
Dubai.
I was going to say, isn't that what
Mumbai.
the
Mumbai.
Sorry.
Mumbai, yeah. It's South Mumbai.
I was close. I had Dubai. They're both
Yeah.
fine.
Mumbai,
Yeah.
And
I mean-
I'm sure it's surrounded by lots of people who can't even eat.
Yes,
But
also true.
I'm glad that they have their house.
Also true. Yes.
I thought for sure that's what they're going to replace the Fisher building.
Mhm.
It's
There's such a thing as conspicuous.
168-car garage.
Yeah, exactly. Alleviate the parking problem here on campus.
Yeah, that would double our parking.
As always,
And the skiing.
these bits and pieces of knowledge remind me of things from The Simpsons. There was a bum who won the lottery on The Simpsons, and they're like, "What are you going to do with your winnings?" He goes, "Do what I wished for every single day I was out on the street: buy a solid gold house." Like, I mean, it only makes sense. What
Think
country?
We could have the UDM ski club in their building year round in June.
It's true. What country has between half to 2/3 of the world's reserves of cobalt, the element essential to the batteries of smart devices
This
and
is
electric
something
vehicles?
somewhere
Is
in
it
Africa.
Russia?
It is in Africa.
Oh,
It's
the
not
Gold Coast.
Kazakhstan? Oh, that's
Kenya?
potassium.
Niger.
Congo. Oh, it is. It's the DRC. It's the Democratic Republic of Congo.
Oh,
Yes.
Congo.
3/4 of the population of that country was below the poverty line. Just sort of throwing that out there. Fantastic. Another great industry to feed.
Oh joy!
Where does America's highest paid public employee live?
Public.
I can give it away. in
1600
about-
Pennsylvania Avenue?
It's a good way of looking at it, but I think that we're saying like public
Oh.
outside of civic.
Okay.
So if I tell you that it's Nick Saban, you're going
Yes.
to tell me it's in what state?
Alabama.
Alabama, because he was the head football coach at the
Yes.
University of Alabama.
Which
Can't we give them Tommy Tuberville back?
Yikes! is all I've got
we'd
to
have
say.
to pay them so much to take them back.
Oh,
So
yeah,
then
that
maybe
would-
military promotions would go through?
The only thing that I will say about the Coach Prime thing that's going on right now is I hope people are ready for President Prime, because you know that it's coming. That's all I've got to say. I have no problem with Deion Sanders. I'm just afraid of celebrity service, because I think that you've all seen the map before. It's much like the map we have up here. The highest paid public employee in every state is either the head basketball coach of the university or the head football coach of the main
Well, a
university.
political career. I mean, that's just another example of the philosophical notion of the fallacy of the generalization of expertise.
There you go.
But if Dion does become president, would he pay off our national debt because he keeps receipts?
I don't know. I don't know, but he'd take every press conference with the hood up, the hat on, and the sunglasses out.
Can we have Shaquille O'Neal as VP?
I'm sorry, I'm kind of loving the Coach Prime stuff because he certainly speaks his mind. And, like, the reporters are, like, harumphing. I'm like, this is the 50s. It's 2023.
No, I want Chuck Barkley as the VP.
Oh,
Dear
my
Lord.
God. That would be great.
Oh,
Sir
that-
Charles,
Sir Chuck.
as he calls himself.
So what would he be? The round mound of
The
what?
round mound of the, I don't know, the Naval Observatory.
The round
A
mound
HUD.
of putting a tie in the Senate? Yeah, how's that? What was the only Arab country who emerged from Arab Spring more than a decade ago and actually came out with a democracy?
Tunisia.
It is Tunisia. What the heck is going on with all of you
Well,
today?
that's
It's the
where it
donuts.
started.
We
Yeah,
blame
that's
the
right.
donuts.
And
However-
it actually was because of climate change.
Yeah.
What?
However,
It wasn't Luke Skywalker?
no. July 2021, the president of Tunisia suspended parliament, rewrote the constitution designating the legislature as advisory, issued new electoral law banning political parties, and essentially established one-man dictatorial rule. So, it's a different kind of democracy.
Lots of people have learned from Hitler,
I
how to do
caramba.
that.
I don't even know what to say about that. Professors, according to AARP analysis of the U.S. Census Bureau data, what state had the highest percentage of married adults over the age of 50 by 2021 at basically like just a couple points short of 70%? It's pretty high.
Utah?
Florida.
Or Arizona?
It was Utah,
Utah.
and you knew it off the top of your head. How did you know
I'm
that?
thinking Mormons,
Well,
right? I
some
mean,
sort of marriage
And they stay
tradition.
together for a long time.
Yep.
No, that's true.
Well,
Oh.
divorce is immoral, right? According to that religion? I'm not sure,
Yeah.
actually.
I think it's not on the
Certainly
to-do list.
frowned
Yeah.
upon.
Not on the
exactly.
to-do list.
Yeah,
Probably
Yeah.
all I think of.
It's a bucket list item. That's all.
Follow-up question.
Yes.
Which was the lowest at 38%?
California?
It's not California.
Nevada.
Yeah. I don't think, even if I let you look at the map, that you're going to get this.
Wyoming.
Vermont.
It's got to be some obscure. You never think of it.
How
North,
about-
North Dakota.
New York?
Almost as if,
No.
it's not a state of the United States.
Puerto
Puerto
Rico?
Rico. Guam.
Hawaii,
What? It's one of the freak states.
The Virgin Islands?
Alaska.
CC?
Alaska.
It's Washington, D.C.
Oh, so
Oh,
it's- so it's
actually
immoral
not a state.
politician.
They should be a state.
Exactly. They will be a state. They will be a state at some point, I think,
No,
in
they
the near
won't.
future. I think they will.
No, because we have a fear of going above 50. We don't want to change the number.
There is a flag that's already been designed with 50
Yeah, they've got.
I heard about it.
Shouldn't that be 52?
Oh, you want to
I'm
do
all
like
for,
the equal?
Puerto Rico.
Yes, I'm all
Puerto
for
Rico,
changing
Guam.
the flag, but I think we need an even number of states.
Can't we split Ohio into 2 states?
I figured
Or can we
Puerto
just
Rico
give
and
the
DC.
Virginia treatment?
Or can we just do the Warner Brothers thing? And, like the Bugs Bunny cartoon, just like soft Florida, just let them drift off to Cuba.
Well, we won't have to do that because Florida is actually not going to be with us for that many more. I mean,
That's
nobody
pretty
will
true.
insure homes there anymore.
True, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, just make DC and Puerto Rico a state. They both deserve it.
Throw
So
Guam in the mix too.
They've been working really hard. They do
Yeah.
deserve it. I agree. I was just reading this baseball book that Stephen actually lent to me fairly recently, and it's all this hubbub from the early '90s from Bob Costas about don't touch baseball, long-standing tradition.
Oh, yeah.
And I opened up my newspaper literally that day, and it's like, well, we still are dealing with this odd-numbered team thing in the AL and the NL, and they are seriously considering blowing the entire thing up, rewriting the map, throwing the leagues out the window, and adding 2 more teams. And I'm like, money talks. I don't know what to tell you. Money talks.
this is America.
This is America. What? The Jacksonville Jaguars get to hang out in Britain for a whole week and play 2 NFL games in back-to-back weeks in London. That's just the most odd thing that I've ever seen. Like
There are
Jacksonville?
people in
Of all,
London who like American football.
Yeah.
There are people
Yes.
who get paid to
They
go to the
fill
game.
Wembley.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
They
Fill
do.
Wembley?
Yes,
oh
they
my
do.
gosh.
They're all paid to go.
They are. A lot of them are.
Free tickets.
They are. Yeah.
The NFL game in Germany
Donor
sold
cabal.
out at 17 seconds. Or
That's
something
right.
Like that.
No, that is right. That is
As
right.
soon as
What
they
was
open
it?
the
The
website.
Pittsburgh
You know,
game?
brutality really
Popular.
you can get a lot of people paid for it.
Yeah, it's true. All right, back to the questions. Where and when was the first iteration of the men's soccer football World Cup?
Beth?
When and where? Wow.
When, maybe Germany?
It was not Germany.
Are we in Europe?
Argentina?
We are not in Europe. We're in South America.
Brazil,
Oh, it's in
Argentina,
Brazil or Argentina.
That's not what it says.
Chile, Peru.
Colombia.
Guatemala.
Well, I don't know.
Ecuador.
We still haven't gotten the country?
Uruguay.
It's Uruguay. Now let's see if we can do this mathematically. What year was the first year? And I can be relatively shy by saying you're coming up on the 100th anniversary of the World Cup here. So
1928.
it was 1930 was the first World Cup in Uruguay. Yes, Uruguay.
Not even sure
Montevideo.
Drew would have known that.
Student came up to me the other day. They said, "Did you hear that it's like really cold in Argentina?" I'm like, "No, I missed it." They're like, "You almost could say it borders on Chile."
Oh, man.
You didn't see that coming.
That's a
No, I didn't.
Dad joke 1.
Where is the snowiest place on the planet?
Chile?
It isn't Chile, although that I would say that's a good guess. That's a good
My
guess.
freezer?
This is Banene, 415 inches. That's 34 feet annually. Wow.
Somewhere in northern Canada.
It's not Canada.
Antarctica.
I
The
would-
falls.
Russia?
It's gotta be someplace in
Greenland.
the
Antarctica. No?
Mountain
no.
range.
It's in a mountain range that I cannot remember the name of that mountain range, but it's close.
Close to here?
No.
Oh, well, I was going to say.
No, I mean, just by saying in the mountains, partial credit. I mean, what more can I say?
Well, which continent are
Asia.
Nepal?
I mean,
Mongolia?
Nepal.
It
Tibet?
says it's in North Japan.
Wow.
It's Shirakawa.
No
Yeah,
kidding.
Shirakawa, Japan.
Oh,
415 inches a year.
that's some fun.
It's the one, where all the monkeys are out and they're playing in the snow and they're like the snow monkeys and they're having a great time. Like it's
And
gonna
then
be
they
one of
get
those.
buried in more snow?
Yeah, exactly. Apparently, they love it. They love it. Furthermore, what's the snowiest city in the United States? Averages, by comparison, only 127 inches.
Buffalo.
a year.
That's
I mean,
my guess, too.
Darn close.
Syracuse,
Syracuse.
Watertown?
Syracuse. Yeah,
Syracuse.
Syracuse, New York. By comparison, Detroit in the modern era averages only 30 to 40
Yeah, we're
inches per year.
yeah,
I
a
miss
lot less than-
Syracuse.
I miss snow.
Ooh, very nice, good, fantastic follow-up. Our fantastic winter a few years ago was out of the ordinary. if we are in the 30 to 40 inch range, what was it that year?
90.
61.
No, it says 82.
82.
Yeah, it was a lot. It was a lot.
Yep.
It was
That
a great
was-
winter, man. It was a story.
A
of
lot
winter.
of black piles in
Yes.
shopping center parking.
Yes.
I miss Oregon.
The
Hardly
what
ever
was
had
that?
to worry. I miss Oregon, where
Oh,
we
no,
didn't have
sorry.
to worry about.
I was trying to remember. It was 2014. Yeah,
Oh.
2014 was the really bad year.
Oh, I thought it was like 2 years ago, 21. That was a great year for winter.
Was it a good year for
2000,
winter?
we had a terrible.
true.
It took me 2.5 hours to get from campus
Jeez.
to Drew's office
Mm.
in Farmington Hills.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Wow.
it was not fun.
What's the snowiest state in the U.S. overall? State?
Alaska?
Mm-mm. No.
New York,
Maine?
North Dakota.
Minnesota?
New York.
South Dakota.
New England.
Oh,
Vermont?
Maine.
It's Vermont.
Okay,
And where do you think Michigan is in the top 10?
Not there.
It is there.
Oh,
it is
9.
10.
Number 6.
Okay.
We're
Wow.
number
I
6.
will-
Oh, because of
The UP.
Yeah.
Yep.
Lake effect snow.
I,
The
I will.
porcupine.
I do recall Vermont was cold as
Oh,
sin
West
when I
Coast of
snowboarded.
Michigan.
It was the coldest place I've ever snowboarded.
I saw this actually on the news the other day because they were talking about how this out of the ordinary, essentially borderline 90-degree temperatures we had for about 4 or 5 days here in the first days of October. What country does the data say is warming at more than double the rate of the global mean? It's a
Greenland,
European country.
Sweden, Norway,
Spain,
Mm-mm.
Portugal.
England.
Germany.
If I say landlocked, you'd say
Switzerland.
Germany.
Switzerland.
Oh.
It says
Oh.
Switzerland is more than double the rate of the global
Ooh,
mean. Now,
that's
that's
not
not
good.
So
good.
the snow's melting. Is it going to melt the
There's
chocolate
4
too?
out.
Oh, jeez, don't say about the chocolate. I'll take the snow melting. Don't melt that Lindt chocolate. It's so good. Oh my gosh. What was the first U.S. city to approve a compensation program meant to address historic racism and discrimination?
San Francisco.
Just a couple years ago. It doesn't say that, Jim.
Not
I would have
Detroit.
thought that.
Atlanta,
In the Midwest,
Chicago,
very, very, very close to the city of Chicago.
Joliet.
Hammond, Indiana,
Evanston.
Peoria.
Evanston.
Evanston.
I was going to
Oh.
say home of Northwestern University. Yes. Evanston,
Really
Illinois.
nice university, actually.
I'm sorry, Jason, because I was thinking about Jim saying San Francisco, and you were saying, is it Detroit? There's no year, so I think it was right before the pandemic when that went down. But, yeah, anyway. Last question. Which of the 41 European countries ranked number 1 resilience against misinformation for the 5th year in a row recently?
Denmark,
No.
Sweden,
There's
Norway,
only 38
The
more to go.
Netherlands.
Liechtenstein.
It
No.
is- it is Scandinavian.
Okay, Norway.
Finland.
Finland.
Finland, it says. Finland has resilience against misinformation.
Probably
That-
because they have such a high literacy rate to begin with.
100%. I would totally
What
agree with that
intelligent
statement.
people?
I was going to attribute it to death metal.
And they
Oh,
border the
no.
source of a lot of misinformation.
Yeah.
No, am I on the wrong track? Actually, when I see
They
the
can't
word,
hear the misinformation because of the death metal, right? Yeah.
when I see the word resilience written in the question, it feels like a Finnish person gets like presented with something, and they're like,
Pshaw.
yeah, it's like, it's like
They're good
I don't think-
critical
let me fact
thinkers,
check this.
obviously.
exactly. Oh my gosh! Thanks for sending in these questions, Stephen. That was an absolute ton of fun. See how Stephen's mind kind of bounces back and forth. We have a list of things from the family Burrows,
Yes.
our imponderables.
Uh-oh. Now
In
what?
And I
Valencia.
had one sort of set up to see if people were ready. The Burrows family had written, "What's your favorite hotel chain?" And I thought that was a little esoteric. It was just sort of
Hotel
like
chain?
whatever's cheapest on the end of the street.
Yeah.
Like I don't know.
No bed bugs? I'm good.
Anybody can answer? Can anybody answer that one? Is it
Motel
like-
6.
I mean, there's the one where they give you the warm cookie right after you check in, whatever that is. That's got my vote.
Hilton Doubletree.
Okay.
Dan, I got
okay.
one for you. The Fairmont.
Yeah, I mean, if it's favorite hotel or nicest hotel
Victoria,
you've ever
remember?
been in, not a chain. That's
Oh, that.
That chain in Canada, the Fairmont.
Oh, yeah. All of those old great
Yep.
Canadian
Castles,
Pacific
yep.
hotels.
Mhm.
the Palmer
Chateau
House in
Frontenac?
Chicago.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Really nice.
That's-
Well, that's a
a-
Hilton.
That's a Hilton. Yeah.
That's the most beautiful lobby I've
That's
been
a
in.
great
It's the oldest hotel in North America, isn't it?
Is it really?
Sure, yeah.
Huh.
Because they used to have a Trader Vic's in the basement.
Oh my gosh. Well, okay.
So did the Plaza.
And how would you know
that one?
I have no idea how this plate's got in my collection. Oh,
You know,
His hair was perfect.
one of the nicest hotels I stayed at is the Book Cabin.
It is a very nice.
I mean, I had
hotel.
like
Nice lobby.
literally a suite-sized room,
Mhm.
a gigantic tub, living room. And the building is solid as a rock.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
it's quiet.
Actually,
That's cool.
you want to talk?
Very cool.
I think the largest I've ever stayed is Hard Rock in Chicago. They gave me a second floor hotel. There's a dance floor in my room.
Oh my gosh.
That's cool.
Did you use it?
No, I was there alone. That was the worst part
That
about it.
doesn't stop people.
Just be like Princess Diana in The Crown, where she's, dancing.
Open it up, let the masses come in.
Exactly.
No, they actually had a 72-inch TV that you could turn around to the dance floor or to the bedroom.
Oh
Wow.
my gosh.
No, I would say for chains, I'd probably say Hilton.
Yeah.
Because of the
Pretty
range
reliable.
of places you could stay within that.
It-
within that.
Under the umbrella of Hilton, Jim, there literally are like 36 different kinds
Oh, yeah,
of
yeah,
properties. Like it's like this, that, and the other, and it's because they've all eaten each other up, right? So-
I've already made arrangements to stay in a hotel in Sydney, Australia next winter. That it's a Hilton brand, but I never heard of it.
Wow.
But it looks like a very nice hotel.
Very cool. Very
Marriott's
cool.
not too bad.
Yeah.
No, Marriott's not
I
bad.
thought that was an esoteric question, but you all did pretty well with it. But I'm afraid the time has come to say goodbye. Beth,
Goodbye.
Dan,
Goodbye.
Jim,
Goodbye.
Jason,
Peace out.
and Dave.
See ya.
And now these words from University of Detroit Mercy.
Ask the Professor at atp@udmercy.edu or visit the Ask the Professor Facebook page.
Ask the Professor is produced and directed by Michael Jason and Brian Masonville, and our executive producer is Professor Jason Roche. Until next week, I'm your host, Matt Maggio.